All right, hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to continue with Mixed Media March 25, the challenge hosted by Ceri Griffiths. That is Ceri the Crafter here on YouTube, and I will have his information linked down below if you are interested in checking that out. So I am splitting the days up with the lovely Margie from Margie's Crafty Corner and Dawn from For Grace Creations. And today is the 13th and it is my Thursday to take. So I have my 3 other pieces that I've already done here. And I had a lot of fun playing with the watercolor on this one. So I think that's what I want to do again today. Now, I'm not going to do exactly the same thing because that would be silly. Why would we do that? And I think I'm going to go with this smaller one because I have an idea for it. So this is a gel print that I pulled and then backed with a playing card just for a little bit of extra stability. I really love the purple and the black and gold, and it's giving me very celestial vibes. So what I want to do is I actually want to try out using this. So this is the Daniel Smith transparent watercolor ground. I have not used this before. This will be my very first time. I'm not even 100% certain how many layers or anything like that I will need. But basically what I want to do is I want to cover this in the watercolor ground so I can come in and give it kind of like a watercolor celestial nebula kind of thing. And since this is not going to hold water because it is slick from the gel print, I need to put watercolor ground down first. And then I have, where did I put it? Okay, here we go. So these are some of the, this is a little bit of the prep work that I did for Mixed Media March, where I stamped some stamps with some acrylic paint on some tissue paper, and I think I want to use this moon. So I'm going to make a little celestial sky kind of thing today, and I'm very excited about that. So really quickly off screen, because I know it takes at least 24 hours to fully cure. I'm going to go ahead and put a layer of this on. If that is enough, then I will be back with you guys in 24 hours so we can get to work on this. Okay, so I actually thought, since I'm going to wait for that to dry, I did just one coat for now, but I figured I could go ahead and start doing some prep on the other pieces. I don't think I want to use any botanicals in this one. I think I want to keep it celestial, so I'm only going to be using this one little part. And I think I'm just going to go in with some cheap white acrylic paint and color in the background of this because I don't want it to be translucent. And this kind of paper can turn out translucent when you try to attach it. So I'm just going to color in our little moon here. And I'm not going to be too precious about it. I want it a little lighter in some places and a little more concentrated in others. And that's just because I want a little bit of variety. So that when this dries, some parts of it will be more opaque than others, and I'm kind of hoping that that will help show some of the watercolor through a little bit at that point. So it doesn't look like much now. Should I add a little bit of gray as well? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to leave that just as it is. Once that's dry, I can tear that out and glue it down on the surface once we have decorated the background. So yeah, I will see you guys soon. Okay, so I am back. It is the next day. This is nice and dry. I'm a little worried because obviously putting that on gave it kind of a brushstroke look. I love that I still have the shine here in the background. And yes, this is a completely new angle for you guys. I am not sure if this is going to work, but because I am doing something a little more intricate and a little closer down, my hand can kind of cover it when I'm painting. So I thought I would give this a try. We will see how it works. It might work, it might not. I am using my Mungyo watercolor set here and the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. And yeah, we're just going to see if if we can get this to do what I want it to do. I'm going to start off with the white. I really hope this is showing up for you guys. And I'm just going to come in and give it a little bit of movement through here. I obviously don't have enough white on my brush. There we go. And just kind of smudge it out. Want it a little lighter on the edges. Like so. And I do like, so it is kind of doing the watercolor thing, not exactly the way I'm used to, but I am getting more of a watercolor effect than I would had I not used the medium. So now I'm just going to take that white and I'm going to mix it in with a couple of colors that I just already have on my palette from previous painting. I never really clean my palette. So this is just a little bit of purple. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. I really hope you can though. I think I need a little more of the purple in there. There we go. And yeah, I'm just going to play with some of these colors and try to get it to look kind of like a nebulous thing. Oh, you can see it pretty good in that direction. But that made my white, or my purple, run into my white. So not terribly happy about that, but it's fine. Let's get a little bit of pink in here. And maybe a little bit of blue. Okay, and now that I've got a pretty good base of water down or watercolor down on that, I just want to lighten up the edges, soften up those edges a little bit. So I'm going in with just pure water and barely touching where I have the watercolor. Okay, I'm going to give this a second to dry, and I'm going to move you guys back up to the top view because I don't think this is actually working out the way that I had hoped. Okay, so you can probably see that a little bit better now. And it did give a little bit more of the watercolor effects. It's not working exactly like watercolor paper, and I think that's probably something I just have to get used to. But I did want to darken up the edges out here a little bit. And I'm just going to use the same colors that I had, only without the white mixture, as long as I can pick it up without grabbing some of the white. This is just a mix of purple that I had on my palette. And I'm just going to darken up the edges a tiny bit. I don't need too much. I love that I can still see, not really where the white is, because the white is meant to be opaque. But where the other colors are, I can still kind of see the pattern underneath, and I am actually really enjoying that. So this will not get rid of the pattern underneath. It's just going to darken up the edges a little bit, just to provide a little more contrast. And I'll lightly bleed that towards where we put the white in. So again, this is clean water now. And I'm just going to pull that a little bit in. Add one more little drop of purple here in the corner. And give this a quick dry. Okay, so I now have that little bit of a darker color on the corners. I can still see all the metallic through this. I want to break this up just a tiny bit. So what I'm going to attempt to do is do a couple of water splatters on here. Now, because it's watercolor, it is water activated, which means it should allow me to pick up some of the color. And I want this to be pretty light splatters. So I'm going in with a brush that I've taken a lot of the moisture off, hopefully enough. Let's give it a quick test on a different piece of paper, just so I I know I'm not going to be adding splatters that are too big. See, those are already too big. So that's kind of why, okay, that should be good now. That's kind of why I wanted to test it. I hope I am in frame for you guys. So I'm just going to add a couple little splatters, give it a second to soak in, and I'm just going to go in with my paper towel and give it a press down, and hopefully this is going to pick some stuff up. Is it? Well, I don't know. You'll know. You'll know as soon as I do. Give it a good press down and pull. Okay, so it did a little bit. You can see in here, this is a little more broken up now, and that is what I wanted. So that is good to go. Let's take our moon here. Where did I put my, there it is. My little brush to hopefully be able to tear this out easier. This is a strong tissue paper, so it might actually not work as well for tearing. And I want to leave a little bit of it around the moon, hopefully, because that should help give kind of like the glow of the moon. At least that's where my brain is at the moment. So, yeah, okay, good. It works well on this paper as well. So, okay, so here's our moon. And I'm thinking like maybe right up here. How does that look? I think I like it. I think I like it. I'm going to use my matte medium, which is somewhere. There it is, literally right in front of me. If only you guys could see my desk right now. It is a ginormous mess. I'm just going to get a little bit of that matte medium. And I'm not going to apply this to the background because we have the watercolor ground on there, or the watercolor, just the watercolor. We have the watercolor on there, so I don't want to go over that, but I am going to put it on the outside of our moon here. And this is a thicker tissue paper, so it is not going to fade as easily as the other ones. But it will fade a little bit into the back and hopefully give it, yeah, it's giving it that little bit of moon glow look. I love it. I will carefully add some medium just on top of the paper. I'm not going to go into where the watercolor is. And some of that watercolor might pick up where I'm wetting the paper, but that is okay. It's okay if it bleeds into it a little bit. I just don't want to mess up the background. Oh, yes, I quite like that. And then, yeah, down here, it was really hard for you guys to notice, I'm sure, but where I didn't put as much of the white acrylic, you got a little bit of extra shadow in that moon. So that turned out perfect. Okay, so obviously I want to add some stars to this. Well, maybe it wasn't obvious to you. It's obvious to me. So I just have here my white Posca markers, my small, medium, and large. I'm not sure if I'll use the large, but I know I'm going to use the small and the medium. The small one is the 0.7 millimeter. And that one I'm going to concentrate mostly in this kind of nebula situation here, because it gives me really teeny tiny dots. And I'm not going to hit every spot. Just a couple of clusters. I probably should have waited for this to dry so I could actually incorporate that part as well, but I'll just have to come back to it at a later time. And we'll go a little outside of it. Couple small ones out here in the universe. And I think I'm going to end up needing more here in the center, but before I do that, I am going to go in with my medium one. The medium one is a 1.3, well, it says 0.9 to 1.3 millimeter. I'm guessing it probably gets to 1.3 when it gets a little bit of a frayed edge like mine has. So there's a bigger variant there. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I'm definitely going to want more of the little stars, but I'm going to wait actually for this moon to dry down so that I can kind of incorporate a little bit more with some of those. Okay, so I am pretty happy with that. Very cool. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave this mostly the way it is because I'm actually really, really happy with that. A little bit more simple one today, but we experimented with something new, so that's always fun. Today is the 13th, so I need the number, I need my signature. I will actually go ahead and just sign down in this corner. Like so. And let's find us a number. So I was struggling with this for a second, looking through all my different little tickets and everything, and I couldn't find anything with the number 13 because I was thinking people, you know, people don't like the number 13. They think it's unlucky. I'm not one of those people, by the way, but some people do. And then I remembered I have my Tim Holtz Ideology sticker book for Halloween. This one is, yeah, 2023. And look at that right there, the number 13. Fabulous. I just need my tweezers where I want to put it. And I'm actually thinking to put it on the moon. What do you guys think? I think up here. Yeah, why not? It works. It works. Just like so. Ha! I love it. Okay, so yeah, this one was a little more simple, but like I said, we did try a new technique, and this 13 is a tiny bit crooked, isn't it? That's what happens, Brandy. You get too excited, you don't put things down correctly. There we go. That's much better. So, yes. That is going to be it for today, guys. Make sure you check out Donna and Margie to see what they are doing over the next couple of days. Oh, actually, no. Tomorrow is also my day. Yes, that is right. This is my Thursday, so this is my extra day. So I will actually be back with you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next one. Bye.